Yeah, I just waiting for the streaming from YouTube, the connection.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes take longer than normal.
That's okay. I'm just trying to get it where it's unmuting.
Okay, perfect. All right. Okay. Welcome, everybody. Super excited today. We are going to start recording. You can mute already. We're going to have amazing call, Cindy Fotine. Cindy, the floor is yours.
All right. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
All right. Cool. Anyways, my name is Cindy Maddox, and I can't even. This has been a crazy, crazy week. Hang on, guys. It's been a crazy week just because, we talk about presenting and you never know when you're going to get that option. You never know when it's going to pop up. And yesterday we had a matriarch in our family that passed away, and we had a funeral, a large one, probably close to 400 people. And I'm telling you, when you have a connection with people, when you have that love of people, I benefited from that for a very, very, very long time. She was one of my prayer warriors since my husband and I got married. She was actually my husband's godmother. But one of the things that I noticed yesterday is I got there 3 hours early. We were setting up, and from the minute you leave, I think you have options to present to in different ways. And what I found is that, I do take my phone with me everywhere, but also what I've been doing is I carry a little tiny notebook in my purse. And I ran into so many lifelong friends. And as I was talking to some of them, you guys, all I saw yesterday was total sadness in so many broken people. I literally was looking, I mean, it didn't matter where I looked because of the age variation. I just saw broken people everywhere. And my heart was just thinking, oh my gosh, if they just knew about what it is and how many times could I share that message. And by the end of the day, I think I came home last night and I had over 27 names added to my list. But while I was there, I presented about 6 different times. I had a lady in the kitchen, so I was actually in there. I was telling her a little bit about what I do and then the company that I work for. One of the girls asked me, was I traveling still? And I said, yes, I'm going to be going on another free trip. She goes, what do you mean a free trip? And I said, well, I've been blessed to have gotten a lot of free trips in my life. And I think sometimes, you guys, that we need to share that more often. So many people don't feel as deserving as they should. And the one thing that I feel like we've been given opportunity after opportunity. And then sometimes, you think, wow, that's only for the other people. Well, I've been on so many trips and I've just prayed that my people could qualify to do the same thing. And I'm telling you, I have more people that can go on these trips now with me as opposed to me going home and telling them about the trip that I was just on. And I think sometimes when you're out there presenting yourself or you're talking to people about, what it is that I'm doing, how am I growing my business, and how am I going to help grow 3, one of the things that I saw yesterday was that I had my eyes glued on everybody. I was trying to think of, what could I say to them? My husband came over and he said, did you see what happened to so and so? And so I started just kind of adding his names to my list as well. But when you're presenting, I think you're presenting you. Yesterday, her favorite color was blue, and I wore a blue dress, beautiful blue dress. And everybody came up and commented on my beautiful blue dress because they read my post about her favorite color. And one of the things that I kept thinking was, man, I should probably wear dresses more often. I don't wear them as much as I should. And then I saw 2 beautiful ladies on Facebook. One of them happened to be Adrienne with her gorgeous dress. And I thought, oh, my goodness, that girl, oh, you look fabulous, Adrienne. That's all I got to say. You just were just a shiny penny that day. But one of the things that I saw yesterday, you guys, is that when we are looking at this business 3, it's not just about presenting for a product. We have fabulous products. I kept thinking how I could match the products to the people. I could match the products to the problem. And the more I looked around and the people that walked in with walkers, and I just sat there and I thought, wow, there are so many people that need my help. There are so many people that I care about. And how am I going to be able to talk to all these people? And I kept thinking, I'm getting ready to do a big luncheon in my area. And one of the things that I've always done in the past is when I present and I invite, I think a lot of times you have to think about what's the best invitation for a person that, is for me, it was age. A lot of it had to do with age because I had so many 60, 70, 50, 60, 70, and 80-year-olds there yesterday that I kept thinking about all these people that are not too old. When I think about Christine, that are not too old to share good information with their family and friends. And so for me, you guys, I think that in this business, this industry, you have to take advantage of every opportunity that you have in looking at fixing an issue. And right now, you guys, I looked at compensation. I get to watch. George knows, he's seen my right leg. I get to see what's happening with this company because I was lucky enough to get in, right close to where everybody else did at the top of the company. And the growth of this company and presenting right now with just what's happening with the company, there's nobody on here that should not be so proud of a company that is growing so fast and has integrity. And I think when you go out and you share with people and you share from your heart, the one thing I heard yesterday over and over and over again was this woman's heart was literally, she led with her heart in everything that she did. And there were probably close to 50 kids there my age, and I'm 68, you guys. There were over 50 kids there that she brought in with the Good News Club, and kids and people from all over the world. We had people from everywhere. So I think right now with what's happening with 3 and going out and sharing our knowledge and wisdom and having the app, I'm not so good with the technology stuff, you guys, but I'm telling you right now, it doesn't matter how great you are with technology. What matters is that you say something, you do something, and the opportunity to just go out there every single day and present yourself. And when somebody says, "What is it yesterday?" So what are you doing now, Cindy? And I said, "Oh, you know me. I got up this morning and I said I get to go out and save the world." And she said, "What?" And I go, "I get to go out and save the world." And I said, "I'm working with this company called 3." And I said, "That's my objective." And I said, my objective is to go out and make the world a better place. And I said, I am lucky enough to be able to do God's work every single day. And she just stood there looking at me. She goes, "Hey, I want to do what you do." And I said, "Well, that's funny. That's something that I'm looking for right now. I'm creating some partnerships with this company, and I'd love to get you some information that we can make that happen. Is that something that you might be interested in?" She stopped, gave me her number. She said, I'm living in a new location. I've been taking care of my mom, and I don't live where I used to." And I started laughing because so many people in this area, you guys, have had to move away because the cost has just gotten astronomical. So anyways, really quick, I'm going to let Fotine chirp in here. I know she's been out promoting in her area, getting ready for a big event that we have coming up next weekend. So go ahead, Fotine.
Well, good morning, everybody. And thank you to George and Adrian for allowing me to share a little bit this morning. And hi to everybody that's on there. So I'm sitting in my car because it's the quietest place I could do because I have 2 great big golden retrievers and my son's dog in the house. So I figured I'd spare you guys all the conversation with the dogs. So yes, Cindy, I'm really fortunate enough that I was brought into this business by Cindy, and I just want to show you. I know that looks funny, but Tracy and Lance and Cindy are all coming up to an event that we have coming up here in Yuba City, California. We're only about 45 minutes north of Sacramento. It's going to be on the 31st, and we have lots of free giveaways. We're going to do tasting and sampling. We'll obviously have business presentation and all of that. So with all that, here's the fun part, is getting people invited to come. So I've been working the last 2 years, because I came in at the very beginning of the company. I've been working the last 2 years at the farmers market here in town. And the majority of my customers and brand ambassadors have all come from being at the farmers market. So folks are looking to buy good things. They're looking to buy good vegetables and fruits and things like that. And I talk to them about health issues all the time at the farmers market. So the funny thing is that there's a lot of ways to present. And as Cindy talked about, making sure that you open your mouth and say something, I have to tell you a little story about what happened the other night. And I wanted to just kick myself for not opening my mouth. I'm usually not quiet, but I went and saw Tom Arnold. Those of you that remember Roseanne, the show. And so Tom Arnold was in town doing a comedy skit at a restaurant. And there's about 60 people in the audience. So it's a very small venue. And we're having a great time. And I know the host or the promoter that put it on, good friend of mine. And so I'm talking with friends, and I have a couple older ladies that kind of need to be taken out and taken care of, so that they were with me. And I just completely forgot to talk to Tom Arnold. And the thing that drove me crazy when I got home was I couldn't believe it, because he basically told his story of his past and all the issues with his kids, and he's got 2 young ones and all. And I thought, oh my God, that was the key. I was in it because he expressed issues of him being an addict, and he's been clean and sober. And I thought he needs our support. He definitely needs our nutritional support. So when I talk to people, yesterday I was at Costco, I was out shopping. I always have things in my purse that I can hand out. I have the flyers that for our event made up into postcard size. And I have my little 6-pack of cards, our little beautiful laminated cards, and I hand those out. And so this lady and her friend were standing around the area by the apples and produce and stuff. And they're talking about, oh yeah, I have to go get that collagen. Bingo! Man, my ears perked up so fast I couldn't believe it. And I thought, okay, I need to approach these ladies. How am I going to do that? So I thought they're going to think I'm nuts, right? So I said, I just kind of glanced at her and I said, are you taking that collagen from here too? And she looked at me kind of funny. And I said, I know I was taking that collagen from Costco here for 2 years. Have you found any benefit? And she looked at me kind of funny and she goes, no, I'm getting it for my friend. And I said, oh, okay. I said, because it didn't do me any good at all. After 2 years, I lost 60 pounds during a time frame, and I was taking that collagen and my knee still buckled on me. So I gave her a little story, and she's sitting there listening, her friends listening, and they're kind of intent on listening to what I'm saying. And I handed her some information, and she's like, wow. And I said, yeah. So I said, I tried this different collagen a friend introduced me to. And I said, man, within 2.5 months, my knees stopped buckling. And that's a huge deal, when you're trying to walk. And I have to tell you, such a difference, because I'm walking around Costco not holding on to the cart. My husband pushes the cart and I walk with stride now with no problems. And it's an amazing feeling. And so anyways, I love sharing that kind of story with people to let them know that what it's done for me. But I try to find out first what's happening with that person or what's going on with them, because within our 6 wellness products, we've got a solution to help them, no doubt. So when you find out what's going on with them and you find out their concerns, you can offer a solution that can work. And in all honesty, I don't approach with the business first. I really don't. Unless I hear somebody talking about a situation where they need to make more money or they're having a hard time in their job, I don't really approach that, because for me, I feel very comfortable in talking about somebody about their health concerns, because it made such a huge difference and an impact in my life. And so therefore, that's the impact that I want to share with people, is that your health is first. If you don't have your health, it doesn't make difference how much money you're making, how much time you've got, what you are, where you are, who you are. If you don't have your health, you have nothing. And for those of you that might not know my story, 3 years ago, I could not walk from one end of my house to the other without being so exhausted I had to sit down. After we got COVID, neither my husband nor I had taken any injections, and we got sick, yes, like everybody, and we got better, but I wound up with some long COVID issues, as they're calling them. Well, the inflammation went crazy in my body, and so major changes came down my way because I could not live like that. So I did some major lifestyle changes, including diet, supplementation, and I did have a gastric sleeve surgery. That tool with surgery helped me not to eat emotionally. And for those of you that are dealing with weight out there, I can tell you this: it was the best thing I did for myself in years. And the surgery was a godsend in so many ways. And I did it in Tijuana, Mexico. So if you want to know more, you could contact me. But the point is that with that process, changing my diet, bringing on 3 year after I had surgery, I had some weight loss results, which were great. I've kind of stalled in my weight loss process, but I know why. Because I am one lazy person. I do not want to exercise. I hate the idea of exercise at this point in my life. But I am now back at the gym, and I'm working out 3 days a week, trying to do stuff and just move my body, which I know is good for me. But having worked in a restaurant all my life, I worked like crazy, and I never really found time to go to the gym because I was constantly on my feet working anyway. So that has been a good thing. The weight loss part of my journey kind of has stalled, like I said. But here's the thing: I'm now completely off all 14 medications they had me on, from 4 medications for diabetes, hypertension, high cholesterol, neuropathy, arthritis, all of those things. So the issue that I have that is so important for me to discuss with somebody about their health journey, whatever that journey looks like, is really important. So therefore, I personally kind of present more about product and that kind of information so that I can help them along that way. I have to tell you that a number of my folks that come on and say, when they finally decide to try our product, well, I have to make sure it works for me. And I'm like, absolutely. So when they start using the product, here's the thing: they feel that. And I have to tell you, I follow up with every person I ever put on product. I make sure that they get their product. First of all, I give them a call or a text 5 to 7 days after they've ordered. And usually I'm helping them place that order. But I make sure that they get it. And then I say, hey, if you got questions, let me know, because we'll get you started. And sometimes they only start with 1 or 2 products. Whatever works for them to get them started is fine.
I think we lost you.
Yeah, she's frozen. Oh, now she's not even. Oh, yeah, she's still there, but she's frozen.
Okay. I think she,
Are we
okay.
back? Are we back?
Can we hear you?
I don't know. Are we? I didn't touch anything.
Okay, I can hear you.
Okay, so I have a lady that I recently joined the company as a brand ambassador in order for her to afford our product, because she's on disability. And she's been having financial, she's on disability, so pretty difficult. And she has ambulatory issues. And I met her over a year ago, and I talked to her. And you never know, when you plant those seeds out there and you talk to someone, you have to remember, not everything flourishes at the same time. So continue to plant the seeds, continue to drop information, continue to talk to people. open your mouth and don't be afraid or the wrong thing to the right person, because if they're ready, and it's about when they're ready, if they're ready, they're going to jump on board. They're going to try something. They're going to communicate with you. If they're not
Fotine, we can't hear you.
ready,
I think you're frozen.
What you do is say, that's great. I'll check back with you down the road, and let it be. And
That's
then go
awesome.
ahead and check back down the road. So this lady, over a year ago, I spoke with her, and she
Okay.
I don't know.
Fotine, I'm going to let you go right now because we can't hear you.
I don't know what to do.
Oh, that's okay. But thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And again, like she said, you guys, it's always about it's always okay. It's always about okay. Thank you. Thank you, Fotine. Thank you. So the key, I think, mostly right now, you guys, is I don't know why that's doing that, George. Maybe she can mute that. Can you still hear me, George?
Yeah, I can. I can.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay. So we'll make sure she's muted for right now. But the best thing I think right now, you guys, is
no.
Fotine, just mute your phone.
I don't know.
Just mute your phone.
Can you hear me, Cindy?
Fotine is muted.
No?
Okay.
It's okay.
Talking.
This is residual. So,
Okay, gotcha. All right. Go.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Okay.
gotcha.
Yeah.
All righty. So the big thing I think right now, you guys, is that follow-up. Like yesterday, I made the list. I got everybody ready for today for the people that I'm going to follow up with. And then also making sure that you don't, again, you guys don't prejudge, because there are so many people out there right now that are not, that are just not making it. We live in a very, very sought after area. And we live we're a destination location, basically, in our 5 cities area. People travel from all over the United States to come to this area. And we're famous for quite a few different things. We actually have the Hearst Castle right down the road here. But the nice thing is that people still want to stay here. And that was something that was said yesterday. I'd give anything if I could move mom back into a nice house in this area. And I said, really? I said, is that something you'd really like to do? And she said, yes. And I said, then we definitely need to talk. So the key is that people are asking, they're asking the right questions. Sometimes you just have to find the right answer. And I feel like right now with 3, I think the power of 3, I did the numbers yesterday on the power of 3, and that's what I'm focusing on now between now and the end of the contest, whatever you want to call it. To me, it's another contest, you guys. When you're doing the power of 3, and I watched all of the people getting recognized on Tuesday. You know, we have a lot of Asian people that are being recognized because I've worked with a lot of Asian people. I actually was a Japanese exchange teacher for over 5 years. I worked with a lot of different families. And I'm going to tell you, the mindset is completely different. And when you have people that come and they think, you know, this is my one opportunity, the best thing that's ever going to be presented to me is what I see right now. And what am I going to do with it? You guys, it's like we say, you can waste it. You can waste that time, or you can do something about it. And right now, we don't have time to waste. We have a lot of people out there that still have an opportunity not only to go to conference, but they have opportunities to, I don't care if you drive 2 to 3 hours. I used to drive 6 hours 4 times a month when I was a Blue Diamond in New Skin. Why? I went where the leaders were, and wherever the leaders were, that's where I was at. Whenever every chance that I had to be in front of a leader that was presenting the promise of follow up and follow through. You guys, the promise is that if you do the work, the fruition will come. You just have to remember that you have to do the work. You have to get in there, you have to spend the time, and you have to make the effort. And if people are not ready now, next. You cannot. In my bathroom, it used to, up on the I have a huge mirror all the way across the bathroom, and the girl that used to clean for me, on it said, with no regard to the outcome, because it wasn't about me. It was no regard to the outcome, no matter what happened, good, bad, or indifferent. It was not about me. It was about where they were then. So with no regard to the outcome, if somebody says no to you right now, it's okay. If somebody says yes to you right now, it's okay. If somebody says, I want to start with the products, it's okay. If they say, hey, I want to do what you're doing, it's okay. You just have to remember, you guys, that you have an opportunity that most people, if they understood where we are in the marketplace and the opportunity that we have with the binary plan of what I did with my previous company and my previous company platform, I could have 10 times the amount of money that I made with this plan. So you just remember, you guys, go out and present yourself every single day. Lead with your heart. Let people know what your intention is, whether it be about business or whether it be about product, whatever you're comfortable with, however you start. But that's what you got to do. You've just got to start. All right, George.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Really, really good. And yeah, what you were saying is meet people where they are. Many times we forget that because we think that everybody's like us. You say, oh, I'm excited. Everybody's going to be excited. That's why we are going to have more no's than yes. Yeses. We have to remember that. But that's part of the growth. And by the way, in any business, we always have more no's than yeses. And here, because it's so easy to get in, it's so easy to get out. And as soon as we have the first no, say, oh no, and we start running the other way.
That's the truth. What you just said, if somebody said to me, and I'm going to tell you something, you guys, somebody wanted to know how I became so successful with Nu Skin when I came in. When somebody said to me, well, what does it cost to get started? I said $5,000. I never hesitated. You know why? I had 5 children's and maternity stores in my community here, and I knew how much it cost to rent those buildings, and I knew how much it cost to buy all of that merchandise. Nobody paid for that for me. Nobody. I had to do it all. I had to go shop for it, and then I had to go and hire people to go in and work, and it drove me absolutely nuts. So the key is that, you guys, I'm going to tell you something. When I came in and I said, it would be like I said to George, hey, George, it's going to cost you $5,000, because at that time it was $4,500 to become an executive, and it was $500 for a deposit just to get the biophotonic scanner. And I'm going to tell you something. They didn't hesitate. You know why? We had a disruptive technology that was going to lead in the marketplace. And the only way they could get it was to become an executive and get on the list, get in line, just like you have an opportunity when you're talking to somebody right now that you know your left side and you know your right side. If I go in and I say, I'm going to talk to 10 people, do you want to be on the bottom of that list? And Tracy knows when I came in and I handed them stacks of all of the applications when I came in, it was like, where do I put these people? I said, I put them in line. I put them one on top of the other, on top of the other, on top of the other. Why? Because that's how they worked in my previous platform. And it was finally a payback for what they had done. And I let them build off of that. And we've been doing it since the day we started with 3. Some of them right now, when you look at their left side, they have $250,000 sitting there. So, and now they've just got to go out and keep building on it. So anyways, I will hush.
No, I thought we love it. I love when you talk about the money in a way that makes sense to people without hesitation, like you're going to have more people coming in and seeing the value of the business, not just the products. Of course, they see the value in the products. They can't wait to try them, but they see the bigger picture, right? Because you've made it okay for them to be like, oh, why wouldn't I do the business, right? So yeah, it's the same thing. I think it's important that you always, this is why you guys, in our weekly presentations or anytime we do a global ops Zoom, you see us start with the Pro Collection pack and move down. There's a reason for that. There's a method in that, right? It's showing them this is the biggest you can get, right? This is the max, you're all in. This is how you start a business for an entire year, right? With a kit of products. And then we work our way down. And the reason that's important is because it just literally sets them up for success. Yes, we need the money, and that's true. The money, we're going for the money, but at the same time, the more products you get in somebody's home, the better experience they have. Yes? The more that they're
Yes.
invested, the more effort they put in. Yes?
Yes.
Exactly. The more they're willing to learn. Yes, because they've made an investment. Sometimes when somebody comes in for $200, they don't have to call you back next month, right? They don't
Right.
have to get back on a Zoom call with
Mm-mm.
you to map out their
Mm-mm.
3-star run or whatever that looks like, right? So there's a lot of value in that, Cindy. Thank you for hitting that so hard. Yeah, I loved it.
That's right. What Adrian said, that's
No.
totally true. Because and the commitment is not only the commitment is first the investment is important. Time is very important. It's funny when somebody doesn't commit, even if it's, by the way, 1 hour a day or something like that. They say for 1 hour I'm gonna commit. Commitment has to be there. And not to say the person coming, okay, let me try. As soon as somebody says, let me try, oh, yeah, I don't want to imitate already Yoda. It doesn't work.
I agree. Don't try. Try
Don't
means
try.
not
You
going to
have to do.
happen.
Yeah, you have to do it. You have to
Yeah,
do it.
yeah.
The Carson doing trying. Every time somebody say to me, I'm going to try to be in the call, it's a great chance that the person is not going to be. But when the person, oh, yeah, I will be there, the chances are way better.
The other commitment, George, you guys and Adrian, that I saw in what I had offered them was that I gave them a 90-day window to get all of their investment back. I said, if you follow me right now, my gift back to you is showing you how to get your money back. So that way you have it. The only investment that you can now see is the time that you've invested, because our goal, and most times they get way more money back than they invested. They get way more money because
Right,
now
when
they're
they do this.
bringing on other people that are still investing in theirs. And they're like, where did that money come from? How did I get that? And the PIBs and all of that is where that comes from. So when somebody says, and I remember in the first week with Tracy, Tracy was like thinking I was going crazy, but I was like, I don't even know what we're selling yet, but I'm going to do it. Whatever it is, I'm going to do it to the best of my knowledge. And I trusted Mike. I was on the phone with Mike and Steve, and I trusted him. He said, I guarantee you, Cindy, he said, they're going to be high quality products like you're accustomed to. And he goes, and they're going to be high quality people. You guys, I've never met more high quality products and more high quality people. And I said, if you save the best for last, and this is your last adventure in network marketing, then you're a winner. You are a winner. Why? Because you're going to invest your time doing something anyways. So you might as well invest it with good people and good products.
Mm-hmm. I agree 100%. By the way, the other commitment, not only to get the money back, but in 4 weeks or less, becoming a 3-star. Because I was saying in another call, to become 3-star is so easy because they're giving us 52 weeks and it's only 3,600 points. And that's the best part. The worst part is that they're giving us too much time. We have to make sure that we create the excitement, the commitment to the people. Okay, 3-star in 4 weeks, because you're setting the basis for all the other stars, by the way.
And that was the goal we had because of the 3-star commitment, that every single one of my frontline founders, -2, all became 3 stars within 6 weeks or less.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, perfect.
So that was in the beginning of this business, not now with all the other, with the all the little, I call them my little circles and stuff, but it was just amazing, you guys, because all of a sudden they could see themselves doing what it is that we're doing, especially now. And again, no distractions, because all distractions are equal, good or bad. We all have them. I've got more than my share. But they're all equal.
And one more thing that you say, that talking about the power of 3 or the core 3, the core 3 is very powerful map and behavior for people to become 3-star, really, because they bring 3, and then they go to the next one, bring 3, help them to bring 3. Guess what? You are 3-star or better. by doing it twice, because I say, or better, because some of them are going to bring people too, and your volumes are going to go up too. Plus, you're making more money because we have the promotion. That's so darn cool. But as a behavior, that's perfect. Bringing three, helping to bring three, help the other ones to be three, and then you go beyond the 3-star, definitely.
Yeah.
Because you have the people and you have the volume.
Awesome. So
Absolutely.
good.
Okay, thank you very much again. It was great. Thank you very much for and thank you very much for Fotine too. Although I know we lost her. Well, we didn't lose her.
I want to hear the rest of your story, Fotine. We'll have to actually have a better connection, okay?
What happened with the lady?
I'm like, idea of the story. So, all right, my friends, thank you guys so much for being on today. And Cindy, you are such a bright light. Thank you for all your wisdom and sharing with us. And Fotine, you as well. It was lovely to hear from you. And we will see you guys tomorrow on our next morning call. All right, goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Very good.
Day.